Hi guys, today we're going to learn about factoring trinomials. We've been learning how to factor while grouping, but now when we get a trinomial, we have three terms and we're supposed to turn this into two binomials that multiply together or FOIL. So we're going to backtrack and do the opposite. Now, when we see trinomials, the coefficients like 2, 7, and 10 are actually A, B, and C. For example, 2, that's our A. Our B is 7, and our C is 10. To begin factoring trinomials, we're actually going to be solving trinomials that have 1 as our A. We have no coefficient there. So our A is always going to be 1 to begin with. We will get to these later, but for right now we're doing this. Now B is 7 and our C is 10. And this is what we're going to start with today by using the X method. Hi guys, so we're going to learn how to use the X factor method when we're factoring trinomials. We're going to start nice and easy and we're going to have 1 as our coefficient over here for A. Remember, when we have a trinomial, our coefficients actually stand for A, B, and C. We're going to start simple and have 1 as our A or no coefficient. We're eventually going to build up and have variables over here, but to begin with, we're going to start nice and easy. Okay, so what we do is we draw a big X. Okay, the factors that we're going to deal with are our B and our C, okay? We're going to snag our C first, which is our 7. We're going to place it at the top of our X. Now, our B is actually going to go at the bottom, so it's going to be our 8. Now, we need to find two factors while we're factoring this that multiply to create 7 and add to make 8. These can be positive and negative numbers or positive or negative numbers, whatever combination works. Now, in this case, I picked this one for a reason. We don't have many variables for 7. We have 7 and 1, create 7, 7 times 1, or negative 7 times negative 1. Now, when we add these together, they have to create 8. Now, 7 plus 1 is 8. Negative 7 plus negative 1 is negative 8. So our correct factors here are 7 and 1, which we're going to place right here. Now, when we finish our X, that's all fine and dandy, but we have to write our equation in two factored binomials. So they create X plus 7 and X plus 1. To check your work, you go ahead and FOIL out your information. So FOIL is our first terms, our outside, our inside, and our last terms. Okay, and then we combine our like terms. So we get x squared plus 8x plus 7, which is our beginning. So x plus 7 and x plus 1, that is our answer. We've checked it and we know that it's correct. Hi guys, here's another example of the X method. This time we have x squared plus 16x plus 64. Again, we're going to use our X method, so we draw a big X here. All right. We stick that 64 over on the top of our X, and then we put our 16 underneath. Okay, we need to find two numbers here that are going to multiply to make 64 and add to get 16. If you can't think of it right away, that is totally fine. 64, I know that can be, let's see, 2 and 32. All right, so when they add together, that doesn't make 16. All right, we have 4 and 26, okay, or 4 and 16, rather. When they add together, that doesn't make 16, that makes 20. All right, and then we have our gutted 8 and 8. 8 and 8, well, they multiply to make 64, but then they add to make 16, so that is our answer. Okay, so we have 8 and 8. Now, we're not done when we finish our X. We actually have to show the factor. Okay, we have 8 plus X and 8 plus X. Okay, that also, since they're the same, even boils down to 8 plus X squared. And that is our answer. Hi guys, I have another example here for our diamond X method for factoring. We have x squared minus 10x plus 9. Okay, so we have a negative here, which is different from what we've seen before. We're going to use our big X method. The 9 goes on top, and we have to find two numbers that multiply to make 9. And then we have a negative 10 that goes on the bottom. and we have to find two numbers that add to make negative 10. Now, if we have a negative 10 here, then we have to find some negative numbers, but this is positive, so we know that when two numbers that are negative multiply, they're going to create a positive number. So let's think about this. We have negative 3 and negative 3. Now when they add together, though, they make a negative 9, not a negative 10. Then our other factors are negative 9 and negative 1. Here we're lucky. A negative 9 plus a negative 1 is a negative 10. So we know we have a negative 9 and a negative 1. When we factor this, it's x minus 9 and x minus 1. And that is our answer.